This is the second part of our 2-part podcast. Please enjoy.
Samhain's great, though.
Samhain's good. Traditionally with Samhain, I typically do a big focus on divination. So Samhain...
you never contacted your ancestors?
You know, I've never done a whole lot of ancestor work, even though I've really wanted to.
So, if you could have the perfect Samhain for ancestor work, what would you picture it? Just paint me a picture.
Oh.
I'm just taking notes. Don't mind me.
Okay. That's a really good question, because it's with ancestor work, I'm sort of stumped where to start with it. Do you know what I mean?
So, are you saying that if someone plans something for you, you would be okay with it?
Yeah. It's a very merry unbirthday.
So, like, it would be everyone's unbirthday, because no one is born that I know on Halloween. If it is.
I have a friend who was born the day after.
Oh.
Yeah. She's so sweet. You would love
Dia
her.
de los Muertos.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice Catholic holiday.
It is.
Is it always Catholic?
It's sort of it's really interesting. So Dia de los Muertos is actually a blend of the indigenous people's traditions and the Catholic holiday of All Hallows Eve and All Hallows Day. So they sort of blended those.
Isn't that insane that Catholics have like this All Hallows Eve, All Hallows Day thing?
Yeah.
It's insane because, like, okay, let me explain to you. Here in the South, there's a lot of people that will not even acknowledge Halloween and they think it's of the devil. And then there's Catholic people that it's like a holiday.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, but around here, a lot of the people are Lutheran or Baptist. There's
definitely Baptist.
Definitely Baptist. Yeah. Definitely Baptist. But it's primarily Baptist. So...
No one likes Halloween here.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. We're saying y'all need to get the spirit of Halloween up in your souls.
We really... I mean...
You need to watch...
It's so fun.
It's such a fun holiday.
It really
It's the
is.
best. It's literally the best. Like, how could you not... Christmas is more stressful, more costly, less fun. Like...
Well, I don't know. As much money as I have spent on Halloween and fall decorations, I'm not.
But that's because you love Halloween.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it might be more expensive. Halloween might be more expensive for me.
For me, Christmas is more expensive.
Yeah?
But that's because everywhere I go, I get a souvenir. And it's always a Christmas souvenir. Because I don't really decorate the inside of my house with Halloween. Just because, like, honestly, after I invested so much into Christmas, it's like, holy shit, I'm not really going to invest this much in any other holiday.
See, I will do that 100% with Halloween.
And that's cool.
And see, I have a few decorations out right now. Like, I have a lot of, like, silk flowers and things like that around my house. So I'll change those out for fall.
I'm going to casually walk away for a moment because my wine is empty.
Okay, mine's getting low, too.
I'll bring all the wine.
Bring the bottle.
It's the Maven wine.
Yes.
I just said.
Oh,
you got your little wine thing out, and I was like...
Yeah. It was good that I had that, because my other bottle opener broke. So...
Is it good?
It's very good.
Perfect. So, okay. Continue saying what you were saying.
So... Ancestor work is sort of strange for me, because I really only have connection and knowledge to one side of my family, which is my father. That's my father's side of the family.
I just totally fucked up.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So it's my father's side of the family, because we've had generation after generation who've gone back and researched and researched and researched.
Right.
On my mom's side of the family, we don't really have that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's really just because my dad's side of the family was more affluent than my mom. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It makes sense.
So,
for my dad, it's hard because he's adopted.
Yeah, but it's like my dad's side of the family. So, with that, I know a lot about, like, that side of the family. I mean, there was an ancestor of mine who actually traced our, origins back to, the Mayflower and...
That's very cool.
Yeah. I'm actually related to Mary Todd Lincoln.
I don't know who that is. Is that Lincoln's...
That's Lincoln's wife.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so that's one of
some
my
reason,
ancestors.
Lincoln, I always imagine Lincoln as being his first name. And I just realized at this very moment it's his last name. Just realized that.
We've found
that's fucking dope that you're...
We've found ancestors who fought in the Civil War, the Revolutionary War. Mm-hmm. I have an ancestor who actually earned a Congressional Medal of Honor for his efforts in the Battle of Petersburg in Virginia.
One of my ex-boyfriends was related to Ulysses S. Grant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's cool. I don't care that much.
Yeah. So it's really cool to be able to go back and, look at those things.
Mm-hmm. But it is very neat.
Yeah. And
it's very cool to learn, where you came from.
Yeah. But it's one of those things, too, where it's I looked at my dad's mom's side of the family, and that's, I got to a certain point where I had to stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I got to a point where I started seeing documentation of wills and things like that, mm-hmm. where, you actually see people leaving... People.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things where it's it's so upsetting.
It's heartbreaking.
To me.
Yeah. My family doesn't have anything like that, just because everything that I do know, the only thing that I know about my dad's side of the family is that his mom came from a very poor family, and the guy that she had my dad with was a gypsy. Mm-hmm. And he was a traveling gypsy and whatnot. And then all of my mom's side of the family is gypsies. All Romani gypsy, all of it. We're the most gypsy that you could ever... I don't have any... I don't look... Well, actually...
You do look sort of, but with a very, Mediterranean, Greek sort
I'm very Greek, yes. Yeah. So that's actually, that's the most recent... So the Romani gypsies that we're from went down into Greece. So it was from Romania to Greece, and then from there somehow got here. So
interesting.
Really interesting. But also, in my hometown, there's a huge clan of gypsies.
Huh.
Have I ever told you that my mom and my uncle got kidnapped? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were because gypsies are so insular, they want fresh blood so that they don't become inbred. Mm-hmm. And so they specifically targeted my family, but thankfully, they didn't go too far down the road before everyone realized something was going on.
Yeah.
So it was just wow, that's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Also, why in my hometown, there's not that many people. My family would figure out if that was their children. Yeah, if my mom is very extra. Have you seen me? So, you would know. You would know if it was her. You can't hide a person. It's not like in this day and age, so many things are needed to certify a person at school. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's so crazy because just going to a school to register your child to, become educated, you need, several things like birth certificates and all that jazz. Yeah. And it's not like you can just take a random child that you kidnapped into a school. So, oh my God. Thankfully, they'd be yo, this is not your child.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I don't really know that much about... my dad, it's just kind of he was adopted, but my mom's family is just very, Greek and then Romani gypsy, and that was just kind of how we traveled across the earth. But prior to Romania, I don't really have any idea where we came from. I would assume... And I haven't learned too much specificity about it, but I would assume that we came over here because of World War II.
Probably.
Because
gypsies were
Hitler didn't just specifically target Jews, but they also targeted gypsies.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's what I assume. That's the only thing that I could think of that was oh, maybe that's why we came over here. Because our family hasn't been here that long. We would not... if I looked back in my history, I would not find someone being related to a president or being related to a Civil War general or anything like that. It just wouldn't be something that I have.
Yeah.
So.
I've never found any Civil War generals, but then again, I mean, I don't know much about my mom's side of the family. I know that, you know, her maiden name was Bellamy, which comes from...
That's a fancy name.
It comes from French. Beautiful friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all I know.
Bellamy.
Mm-hmm. I know that they were kind of like on the... I kind of tried to track them a little bit until I lost the thread.
They probably also came
Ancestry.
over here during World War II.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I've found it further back than that.
Really?
Yeah, and they were really out in sort of like the Myrtle Beach, like South Carolina, very coastal.
Yeah.
And then they moved to Rockingham, and then they moved here.
Mm-hmm.
And then both of my grandfathers, I think, worked in the mills that are around here, including the one where I currently live.
Depending on how far back it goes, it's interesting because, like, it could even be from French traders from the north, which would even be prior to, like that would have been when America was being settled.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
That would be really interesting to have that on both sides of the family. That would be really cool. But it's one of those things where it's like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those things. And then it's like, you know, I start looking, you know, at the, like, my facial features and things like that and trying to, like, dissect things. And I certainly see, like some of the influences and things like that, like the Germanic. We know we have a very Germanic influence. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's pretty common here in America anyway. Mm-hmm. I know I have some ancestors that are from England, from my father's side of the family. I think I possibly have some kind of Mediterranean, Roman something, just because of the shape of my nose. Because that is very Romanesque nose.
Joe has, like, the most Roman nose that I've ever seen on a person. Like,
maybe that's an Aries thing.
I have a very, like, Jewish nose. It's, like, very Romani. It's very, like, from that area of, like, Israel, Romania, that area. It's, like, there. I see it. I look at people on Google. I'm like, I could see myself fitting there if I was, you know, I had grown up there. I could see it. Yeah. And so it's interesting. Also, I tan extremely well, which is exactly those people there.
I did as a child. I don't anymore.
You don't anymore? Oh, girl. Anymore. I don't even
And
burn.
that's something where it's like, when you get to that certain generation of somebody who's been removed from, like, who has Native American ancestry, and you get to that certain point where you're sort of removed from it, you almost start to lose that. I had another friend who, you know, her mother was like, I think half. And she was very Cherokee, and she tanned extremely well. My father tans extremely well, and she and I were both very, very, very pale.
That's interesting.
Very, sort of like round faces, and to the point where it was like we looked very, very similar. Yeah. Except I had lighter hair, like blonde hair, and she had black hair.
Right. Yeah.
But like people thought we were sisters all the time, even in like the ways that we put on weight, like. Our silhouettes and things were almost exactly the same.
Well, where you carry your weight here is very Native American. Yeah. Yeah. So, what I was going to say is, my first very serious boyfriend was fully Native American. Well, not fully Native American, but he was more than... His father was 100% Native American, and his mother was 75% American. Wow. Native American. And so, the thing that was interesting, though, is she burned. Even though she was 3/4. Really? She was very pale. Paler than you or I.
Very interesting.
It was. So
and it's funny, too, because you look at a lot of these genealogical tests and things like that, and when we start, you know, talking about, you know, genes and stuff being passed on, you only get half of your parents' sets of genes.
You don't always get them... You don't always get them exactly half, though, either. Yeah. Some people are really, like, okay, for instance, my sister-in-law, she says that she's half Jewish. Her mother is Jewish. Her mother's family was Jewish. And her mother and father. Now, she converted from Judaism. And she's a Christian now. But, like, when my sister-in-law had a 23andMe test done, she does not have half Jewishness in her. Right. And her mom actually got more like Germanic because her dad. So technically, if your mom is 100% Jewish, you're 100% Jewish. That's how that happens. Like, that's just the thing.
Yeah.
And so apparently her dad was more Germanic than she thought, and she's actually mostly German.
Interesting.
Which is really cool, but like, you get the cultural and historical aspect of it because you're half Jewish or whatever, but you're actually genetically less than half Jewish, which is really interesting. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, the whole reason that she burned is because it's really fucked up. The area that we live in North Carolina, most of the Native Americans here are from a tribe called the Lumbee tribe. And the Lumbee tribe was actually not federally recognized as an actual tribe until the 1990s. Yep. And the whole reason for that was because they believed that the Roanoke people that came from Roanoke that disappeared when they wrote that Croatoan thing, they actually are part of the descendants of the Lumbee tribe. Because a lot of Lumbee Native Americans, even though they tan well, even though they have black hair, they will have bright blue eyes. Right. And so...
And I mean, we have, documented proof of, Germanic and Norse explorers coming over here. Yeah. Way before Columbus's stupid ass came over here. Yeah. So, also, fuck him. But, yeah.
Truth. Yeah. But so it's kind of fucked up that the government didn't recognize it until
your 23andMe testing is not always going to necessarily reflect how many generations back that would be.
Right. Yeah.
It's just going to show how much of your specific genes are made up from specific areas.
Yes, exactly.
So, and it's I've seen, a lot of people, and it's they have documented proof and say, this and this and this and this, and their ancestry shows something different because they inherited something else. Yeah. That was, God knows how many generations back, that was just more recessive and didn't. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. It's interesting because they say to get a full genetic test, and this is coming from my sister-in-law who's a nurse, she said to get a really true full genetic test, you need both sets of grandparents to give DNA.
Interesting.
And then you get it tested. It's not just you can get it from your mom and your dad and yourself. You need it from both parents. And then, or both grandparents. And
so if I ever had children, then it would be, Yeah. They would know. But, yeah.
But it's really crazy how that works. It's just because of the way the genetic makeup is even though you would know exactly what you're made up of, if you wanted to get the actual genetic ancestry, you would need both sets, which is really interesting.
Yeah. So. But I really love the sort of use of 23andMe, and a lot of the sort of ancestry kits where you're actually able to look at your DNA and see what you're made of, especially for a lot of people who, had families who were part of the slave trade and they don't know. So they're able to say, not that I'm black, just they're not able to say, I'm from here. They just know I'm black. Now they're able to look at their genes and say, oh, I'm specifically from this region of Africa. I'm specifically from, this region of, the Mediterranean.
Which is really cool.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I love that people are able to go and do that.
Yeah.
And, that it's inspiring so many people to actually go back and, actually go and visit Africa and learn that sort of culture and really reconnect with their roots.
It's really cool.
That, I think, is absolutely wonderful. And I love the advent of that. But because I'm, a very white American who's been here, whose family has been here for God knows how many generations now, it's one of those things where it's I really just think of myself as an American.
Yeah.
So
but it's very cool if people want that ability to be able to do that now.
Yeah.
Just to reconnect with things. Because you get to connect.
I would love to pay someone who is a professional to be able to go back and trace my ancestry all the way back.
Oh my God, yeah.
That
would be cool.
That would be something that I would absolutely love to do. Because I sort of have that on my dad's side of the family, but the other sides,
you just
especially my mom's side, I don't really know anything. And after a certain point, it's I sort of lost the thread on my mom's side. Yeah. Because they were very poor. Yeah. Very, very
and poor. And that's what happens when you're extremely poor. That's how it is for my dad's mom's
side of the family. You know, at a certain point, I lost the thread because we have that Native American influence in there somewhere. Yeah. And they were very poor. So, you know, they're not necessarily...
That's actually, funny enough, that's actually how my dad found out he was adopted, because he went on Ancestry.com when it was first founded.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In the early days of the internet. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Ancestry.com has actually been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, since... It's been over 10 years that they've been around. Yeah. But, yes, it was like... We, you know, when computer rooms were things, and we didn't have, like, offices, when we had computer rooms, I found out that my dad was adopted through his email. Because, like, he left his email open, and then I, like, asked him about it, and he was like, yeah, I'm adopted. And I was like, what? That's fucking crazy! Because we're all white. Like, we all look the same. Like, that's insane! I don't know. I was just like, my mind was blown that white people would be able to adopt white people. I don't know. I was just like, what? That shit's cray! So, yeah. My God. That was something interesting. So okay, when I imagine doing ancestry work, I would imagine we would set up pictures. Do we set up pictures?
I would, definitely.
We would set up pictures. Okay, yeah. So we'd set up pictures.
My dad actually has a lot of, like, pictures and stuff, old pictures and things like that of his family members out, like, that he posts them all the time on, like, Facebook and stuff like that. And there's actually one of, there were a couple of James Manners is in my family. I'm not going to specifically say my last name because it's a weird last name, and I don't want anybody to be able to trace me.
Yeah, don't.
But
it starts with
first
a Z.
name.
It definitely starts with a Z.
It's very German.
It's very German. It's Zeitgeist. You found out. I couldn't hold it in anymore.
So, his first name is James. Middle name is Manners. And we have a couple of those, like, generations-wise. So I sort of get them confused sometimes, and I feel bad.
Is your dad, like, James Manners the Fifth?
He is not. He is a Gary.
Oh,
he's a Gary Reynolds.
Gary Reynolds.
Yeah.
Reynolds is his middle name?
Yep.
That's fucking fancy. Ryan Reynolds, that's his last name. He's very hot.
And then,
how fancy is your dad? Does he look real hot?
I'll show you a picture. No. He's a Scorpio.
Oh, I get along with Scorpios.
There you go.
Why did you say it like that? Why did you, first of all,
because I'm an Aries.
I know.
And Aries and Scorpios sometimes. Yeah.
But Joe gets
and
along
my mom's
with my
a
friend
Taurus.
that's a Scorpio. Oh.
Aries and Taurus, we butt heads a lot. We're both very stubborn. And we both think we know better than the other one. It's hard. I know you understand because your mom's a Virgo.
She is a Virgo. She's a Virgo and she thinks so many things. I love you, Mom. Happy birthday. I'm not going to say anything about you.
That's right.
Happy birthday.
But yeah, it's, he actually had, like, there's a picture out there of one of these James Mannerses in his, uniform.
Oh.
And I'll have to show you the picture because it's shocking how much he actually looks like me. Like in the eyes and the nose and stuff. Let me see if I can find it.
We're going to have to do a video. We're going to have to do a video of this.
Okay.
Because I would love that. So we could set up some pictures, and then should we eat old things? Like, should we, like, leave food out and then eat it when it's moldy? I'm just kidding. That's totally a joke.
I think we could definitely make some food.
Yeah.
And then definitely have an altar set up with pictures and even if you have specific objects that really connect to someone in your family that's an heirloom or something, you could put that there.
The only heirloom that I have, which is really interesting. Do you know the company Bulgari?
Yes.
So they make really great watches.
Yes. They also make really nice cologne, too. I bought my boyfriend years and years ago, the Pisces, a bottle of Bulgari cologne.
Yes.
That smelled really good.
So I have a watch that's from my great-grandmother.
Oh, wow.
And I was going to be named after her, but my mom decided not to name me after her. And I have a Bulgari watch from her.
Oh, cool.
And it is literally the smallest watch I've ever seen, but I imagine that's what they were like back in the day.
They were very small.
But
especially compared to
it's like so dainty, but you can see the Bulgari, but the U's are shaped like V's because that's how they do it. And now I go in there and I go into that shop and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. If
I showed this watch to these people, it would blow their fucking minds.
Yeah.
So it's just like, wow. Oh my God. That's the only thing that I have that's heirloom. Other than, I do have a ring from my grandfather. But it's not heirloom.
This is my grandmother.
Yes! Yeah. Let me see. Let me look at your face. I'm looking at your face. Yes, you have the same arch in your brow. Your nose is very similar. Not quite. Interesting. Interesting. You do have the same mouth. Mm-hmm. Your mouth is a little bit farther from your nose. This is just the artist talking in my face. Mm-hmm.
Well, also you have to account for age and stuff too.
Your eyes are very different.
Yeah.
Your eyes are very different. Yeah, but the distance between your mouth and your nose isn't going to change. She doesn't look necessarily older or younger than you.
She's a little bit older in that picture.
The shape of your mouth is the same. The size is not the same. Mm-hmm. Hers is wider.
Well, she's also kind of like smiling in that picture too.
She doesn't look like she's smiling. She doesn't look happy.
She's sort of, I mean, that's how they took photos back then. You have to account for that. You have to account for that.
Cricket's like, she's smiling. No, she's not.
She's kind of.
She's oppressed. Feminism has not. I'm just kidding.
True.
I'm totally just kidding. I mean, slightly. But, also the South. Also the South. That's a thing. But I can definitely see the resemblance. Like, the shape of her things on her face are similar. Not her eyes. The arch of her brow is very similar. Like, this part of your brow is almost dead on. Your brow ridge is definitely, like, right there. And then the shape of your nose, specifically the bridge.
Okay, here we go. World War I.
Oh my God, it's gonna be... Oh! Oh!
Look at that nose and the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, see, this is definitely where you get the eyes from.
Yeah.
This is... Because the other one, where your grandmother? Is that what it was? Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah. Her eyes were more heavy-lidded. You have more... Like, his are alert, yours are alert.
Yeah.
And also the shape of it, like down here, the way that it turns up. See, mine turns down. I have doe eyes. But I don't like them. But anyways, like, those are more alert. Nose, not the same. All white people have the same nose. But see, you have a very Roman nose. His nose is dented in the middle right here like mine is. Mm-hmm. And his nostrils are huge. But, yeah, I can see definitely the eyes. And ears are similar too. His stick out real far. I had surgery on mine, so they don't stick out too far. But yeah, your chin is more similar to his chin than your grandmother's chin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And then, oh God, this is a really old picture of me.
Oh my God, let me see it!
Oh my God. It's a picture of me and my dad.
Oh, you're a baby!
Yeah.
Oh!
I think it was like 8.
Oh my God, you're such a tiny baby! What is on your thing here? Your dad looks like fucking Stephen King. Do you see his hair? Have you ever seen Stephen King? That's what he looks like.
A little bit.
He looks like a younger Stephen King. That's so fucking funny. Huh.
Here we go. New Jersey's first volunteer in the Civil War. That was one of the James Manners.
Oh my God, there's this person that I watch on YouTube that looks just like this guy. It's so weird.
Yeah? I wonder if we're related.
His name is, it's not, I'm gonna say, his name is Shane. It's not Shane Dawson.
Okay.
But there's a different Shane that I watch. Shane. Okay. He does paranormal investigations, but he also doesn't believe in ghosts. So, like, I feel him. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't give a shit about demons. He's fucking dumb. He's fucking dumb. Yeah, I can see his... Yeah, your nose is way more similar to this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not so much the eyebrows. Unless it's just his demeanor. He looks very serious. Also, this is really fancy that he got a fucking photo of him when he's, like... dressed ready for battle.
Yep.
Like, take my picture, peasant! Well, I'm going to war!
He was the first person that enlisted for the state of New Jersey in the Civil War for the Union. So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
He's pretty handsome.
I know, right?
I'd do him. You can't say that because you're religious.
Yeah.
Shh. But the other guy, his chin is pretty weak. I'll say that. You have a nice strong chin.
I do.
Yeah. His chin's pretty weak. But the distance between your nose and your mouth is the same. But it's so hard for me to tell, like, what his mouth actually looks like because it's just so faded. Like, everything looks the same there.
It's a very old photo.
Yeah.
So that's the man who actually earned the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, cool.
In the Battle of Petersburg.
He's handsome. Right? I mean, I'd give him a medal. I'm just making sexual
Wait, no, that was a different one.
You know what? It's okay. Just let me believe.
There's so many.
Just let me believe.
There's so many people.
Did you know tomorrow is Saturday?
Didn't know.
I'm gonna ask my husband if he'll drive me to the wedding because it's his job. I don't want to drive to the wedding. He's probably gonna fall asleep though. I mean, I don't know. God, it's less than 5 hours away. Thankfully, it's 4 hours and 45 minutes. Wow, I know. I know everyone's very impressed. And also, I apologize for us being very off track.
Oh my God! So
Samhain is very important to ancestral spirits. Even though I don't believe in ghosts.
Okay, I don't know who this woman in this picture is, but this is my dad. Here, I'll just grab it.
He's Stephen King.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Stephen King.
It might just be
also,
the glasses, but it's definitely his chin.
His chin. And if you'll notice, his chin is a little bit crooked. Mm-hmm. And on the side that's longer, he always does this thing where he, hits his chin and drags it across, his hand across his chin.
Why?
And no, but over the years, I think it's actually pulled his chin in that direction.
What do you mean?
Do you see you see how this side is much longer than this side?
Yeah.
So he'll take his hand, because he's left-handed, and he'll actually, hit the side of his face and, pull really hard across his face.
Why?
It's just
in photos?
No. Just, as a thing, a tick or something that he does. Weird. And it's changed the shape of his face over the years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He deals with the same thing that I deal with. Have you noticed? Look at the left side of my face. Look at this eye. Look at this eye. Look at this eyebrow. This eyebrow needs to fucking go. It needs to go up, and this one needs to fucking chill. I don't know how to make them even. Yours are so even. They're so...
I also have brow pencil on.
I have brow pencil on, but my fucking brows don't... They weren't born like this. They're Maybelline, okay? They're Maybelline. And still they're fucked up. So it's fine.
It's fine.
But your face is very proportionate up here. My nose is great, and my mouth is great. My cheeks are great. It's just my brows. It's just my brows. If I could just get this one to go higher, if I could just get the brow to grow taller, which doesn't make any sense. If I could just make it... Do you see what I'm saying, though? Mm-hmm.
But I also think it makes you look very inquisitive, which I think is a good thing.
To be fair, I did do this as a child a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what happened. Maybe it was just that's how I'm supposed to grow.
You could rock a people's eyebrow.
Yeah! That's... Dear The Rock, I'd like to say, please, if you've ever heard this before, I like you. And you're pretty dope. My friend aspires to be you. And if we could make a meeting between you and him happen, I'm sure the world would implode. So please, The Rock. Dear Dwayne The Rock Johnson, please get in touch with me. You can find my excellent Instagram game at Blossoming Sun. The Rock, you should cook whatever I'm cooking. You should smell whatever I'm cooking. Please. Thanks. I appreciate you. Alright. But the wine is almost gone.
Oh no!
It's okay. It's quite good.
Apparently, my mother does not have any pictures of herself actually on her page, so I will
That's
have to go
insanity.
Back. Yeah.
Insanity. Okay.
We're so off topic.
It's okay. It's alright.
So, Ancestor Worship, divination,
essentially, Samhain is when...
communing with the dead,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely like when everything is... The veil is thin, like I said at the beginning. And it's when you are able to commune with spirits more easily. I've seen that picture.
Madre. Yeah.
Yeah, she's sweet. She's real nice. So, I was actually telling Cricket, I found it very interesting that Samhain can either be placed at the beginning of the year or at the end of the year.
Right.
And so...
Because it's sort of the pagan New Year.
Yeah, it's the New Year. So it's like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Right.
They're both definitely celebrated one and the same. It's pretty cool, though. It's just real neat. So, they have here, for Samhain, it's the Witch's New Year. And it's Halloween. Mm. So it's like two things in one. It says, if there's one day you can really let your inner freaky witch out, it's Samhain.
Yeah.
It celebrates everything that we've accomplished to this point, and allows us to do so alongside those who have made it happen, our ancestors. The veil that separates us from them is like a curtain, and we're able to peek behind it much more easily now than at any other time of the year. And so it says, honoring our ancestors, our roots, our families, and ourselves is an overarching theme of Samhain when we're encouraged to engage with the other side. Halloween feels different from the other Sabbats. Is that how I pronounce that? Sabbats? Mm-hmm. And that's because it is. May we use the Witch's New Year to recharge and reset ourselves. So, there's different ways to celebrate. You can go trick-or-treating.
I mean, fuck yeah.
Have a midnight picnic in the cemetery. Oh, holy shit! Would you like to go to the Devil's Tramping Ground?
Yes.
On Samhain? No, I don't want to do that. That's a demon thing. That's too much.
Maybe we shouldn't do that.
No.
But near there, I think we should.
Okay, we could do it like the week before.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'd be comfortable with that. Or like October 15th. That would be nice.
Okay.
But I can't do it
on Halloween. Also, I'm worried about, like, interference from, like...
Fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fuckers
we're trying to do it. Do an investigation. These little children are out here fucking with us. No, yeah. I don't want that.
So yeah, it also says have a midnight picnic in a cemetery. Mm-hmm. Leave an offering of mulled wine for your ancestors. Holy shit, that sounds right up my alley. Talk to the moon and enjoy the night.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's lovely.
Leave food offerings on altars and doorsteps for the dead who may be walking. Light a candle in the window to invite the spirits of your loved ones into your home. You can set an extra place at the dinner table for them too if you like. Bury apples alongside the road for wandering spirits that no longer have a home to go to.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. Dress in white or as another gender to confuse spirits that may wish you harm. Light a bonfire. Write your name on a stone.
How do you feel about that last thing that you just said?
I mean, I don't know.
Yvonne Faust, Employee of the Month. How do you feel about dressing as the opposite gender to confuse spirits?
Ooh! You know, I'm totally okay
with like
gender
spirits,
expression.
Okay, yeah, no. Like, I just think spirits now, in my opinion, would be like on the Ouija board. It's 2018.
Right.
Gender is a spectrum. I think the spirits know. I think they know. I think they get it.
Yeah.
This cat is so small.
I love her.
She's so sweet.
Because Maga eats all her food.
Please don't let Maga eat all your food.
He steals her food.
Your legs are so small. What's going on? So, I'm down with doing any of those things. Okay. I mean, other than summoning demons. Okay. You know, can we salt the earth? Like, what are we going to do to take precautions to make sure I don't have to deal with demons?
I mean, we can put a circle of salt around the campsite if you want to. We can totally do that.
If it's organic, is that better? I'm just kidding. I'm literally just shitting you right now. I don't think
we probably don't want to put a whole bunch of like iodide into the soil, so sea salt is probably best. Yeah. Okay. So just don't use iodized salt.
Okay, we'll bring. I have sea salt.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I probably should stay away from eating a lot of iodine anyway. Because that's actually what a lot of people who are allergic to shellfish react to.
Interesting.
Is the iodine.
Huh. Really interesting.
Yep. And guess what they rubbed all over me before my surgery when I had
no,
my gallbladder out?
No.
Yeah. I must have told her like 4 times, I'm allergic to shellfish, I'm allergic to shellfish, I'm allergic to shellfish. And she didn't listen. Oh, so I love the hospital up here. They're so bad. Literally, if I am bleeding out, do not take me to the hospital that is up the road from me.
No.
They will kill me. Take me to the one down the road. I would rather bleed out on the way there than have to go to this one over here because they're incompetent. I'm sorry. But they are.
This cat is claiming me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I hold your feet? Please and thank you. Thank you.
Love bites.
She's being real sweet. Okay, so after Samhain, we have Yule, which is Christmas.
Yes.
It says December 20th to the 23rd. Winter is coming, but really, Yule represents the transition into the season, marking the longest night of the year and beginning of the waxing year, when the sun's light starts to increase. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Like waxing and waning.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's fucking cool.
Yep. So we get back into that sort of moon symbolism and light symbolism again.
That's awesome. It says winter solstice is a time for us to talk to our shadows. Oh, it's like what you were talking about, the shadowcraft.
A lot of shadow work and things like that. Work. A lot of divination and stuff during the darker months of the year as well. So with Mabon, Yule, and Samhain, we would do a lot of divination and things like that because the veil is thin. There's the least amount of the light has waned, that sort of thing. So lots of focus on divination and shadow work.
Right. So it says it's a day we can honor the hurts. Oh wait, I'm sorry. For us to lie in the darkness and talk to anything that we've left behind. It's a day we can honor the hurts we home in our souls and transmute them to lessons and medicine for the coming year. So that's what I was talking about, like processing all the things that you've gone through and not necessarily like thinking of them as mistakes or anything like that, but just thinking of them like, okay, this is something that I have now gained experience. Like if you think of video games, you gain experience after things. Yeah. That's essentially what you're doing throughout life. Even if you do like have downfalls or anything, it's just all learning. It's all things that you're learning from.
Yeah.
So it says, oh, so this is nice. There's non-ritual ways to celebrate, and then there's rituals that she offers. So the book that I'm reading from is called Inner Witch. It's by Gabriella Herstick.
Gabriella
Herstick. It's a brand new book called Inner Witch.
It just came out
guide to ancient craft.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I really like it.
I will put an Amazon link in the description for sure. Just because it says, read your tarot, play outside, spend time near a fire, buy yourself or loved ones gifts. And then there's also, rituals suggested, like this is a fire ritual to let go of what's no longer serving you. Which is so weird because that's specifically when we were talking about like Christianity kind of borrowing from paganism, the fire ritual that I mentioned to you was like letting go. Like anytime you ever felt bitter about something, like you're supposed to sit down and on separate sheets of paper, just write down the things that make you really bitter. Like you sit there and you think, what makes me angry from, or what makes me angry, not day to day, but like, what are the things that I don't really think about, but if I talk about them, I get angry. You're meant to write them down. And then you set up a fire and then you like literally read it out loud, talk to yourself about why you were bitter about it and then let it go and you just set it on fire. So
very sort of Burning Man and also very, very pagan.
Yeah.
Lots of very similar sort of pagan rituals like that one there. So that's really, really cool. I've done a ritual similar to that. So that's awesome.
Yeah. That's really, really cool. Then there's also ritual baths. Things like that. That's really cool. That's neat.
Also, caroling, especially like learning some traditional
caroling.
Yeah, so some traditional wassels like Holly and the Ivy.
Did you just say wassail?
Wassail?
What is wassail?
Wassail, well, it's a drink. Wassail is a drink, and then wassail is also like a traditional carol. You've never heard that before?
Here we go a-wassailing? Here we go a-wassailing?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
So green. Yeah.
No. I mean, I've heard the song.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There you go.
Wassailing.
Yeah.
I wonder what I thought what it was before.
I just blew her mind.
Yeah. I'm like, what did I think wassailing was before this?
I don't know.
Maybe I thought it was waffling. Maybe I thought it was waffling. I was like, oh, here we go waffling. We're making waffles today. We're going to have a great breakfast. Before Christmas, we're going to have a great breakfast.
Fair. I mean, for me, it's always been cinnamon rolls, but...
That's also a great idea.
Yeah. For Thanksgiving morning and for Christmas morning, that's what we always have is cinnamon rolls.
Oh, shit, that sounds so good.
Yeah, that's like a tradition with my mom and I. That's what we do.
I agree.
Learns from traditional carols or wassels.
Wassels!
Yeah.
When you say traditional carols or wassels, do you mean Christmas carols?
Yes and no. So you could totally sing Christmas carols if you want to. I personally, there are some Christmas carols that I really like, and then there are some that I really don't. I think everybody sort of feels that way. Like, Little Drummer Boy Can Kiss My Butt.
Little Drummer Boy!
I loathe that song because it's always the first Christmas song I hear, and every time I turn on the radio, it's always the one that's on. Always.
Oh, that's creepy.
It's very creepy.
Drummer Boy just wants to be your boyfriend.
Every time I go into a store and they're playing Christmas music, it's always Little Drummer Boy. I swear to you, it's weird.
Funny. It's weird. That's weird.
To the point where it's like other people around me have started to notice it too. When I'm around, they hear it more. Yeah, it's weird. You'll have to pay attention.
Maybe that's a spirit guide thing.
I don't know.
Maybe drummer boys are spirit guides. Maybe leading you.
So decorate your home with mistletoe, holly, and ivy. Drink a lot of cider. This is traditional. It literally says this is traditional. Make some form of Yule log, like setting candles into a log base and lighting them for 12 nights.
Oh, that's cool.
So I've seen a lot of that, and then I've also seen how to do like a pagan advent calendar.
Oh,
yeah, which I think is really cool.
That's a fucking dope idea.
Yeah,
we should.
And I've also seen where people actually will do that.
Commercialize that. I'm so bad. Look at Christmas commercializing me. No,
we totally could.
We could, but we shouldn't because
why not?
Things are important. Because commercializing things is terrible. It's terrible.
But we could do it as like a small business idea.
You're right.
Okay. And then I've also seen where people do a lot with, instead of doing a Yule log, they'll actually create a spiral. Because spirals are...
Spiral?
Mm-hmm. So,
what do you mean, instead of a Yule log, use a spiral?
So they'll actually create a spiral out of candles. Instead of putting them into a Yule log, they'll actually create a spiral out of candles.
Spiral out of candles?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they form a candle...
No, they form a spiral out of many candles and set them up so they create a spiral shape.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I was like, spiral? What the fuck is this wind chime shit? I don't... I'm like imagining the craziest shit. Like, there's a metal thing and then there's like candles along.
I mean, we could do that too.
But I get it now. You specifically have candles set up in a spiral formation.
Shape.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I got it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah,
finally.
you're getting it. So there's so many different ways to do this. One of the ways that I like to celebrate is I like to, the Grove Park Inn up in Asheville always...
Oh my God. So great.
Yes.
Fantastic.
They always do a gingerbread competition.
Oh, hell yes.
And I usually try to go up to that and see that every year.
I have not seen the Biltmore gingerbread house. That's one of my goals.
I've seen it once. The only time I've ever been to Biltmore...
Giant.
The only time I've ever been to Biltmore was during Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's Joe and I went during
really cool.
spring, and it's fantastic because everything is in bloom and everything is beautiful.
The carpet of flowers and
oh my god, it's just amazing.
The Biltmore is wonderful.
Yeah.
By the way,
highly recommended.
I really want to go up for the Chihuly exhibit.
You just said Chihuly, and I have no idea what that is.
So Chihuly is a artist who actually works in glass. So he's a glass blower, glass sculpture maker.
Uh-huh.
And he makes these very big, large-scale sculptures out of glass. A lot of times they're like hanging things, like chandeliers and things like that. I'll have to show you. But they have an installation of a lot of his work actually in and around the Biltmore.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's
That's
actually
really cool.
like incorporated like into the landscape.
Actual landscape. Yeah, that's cool.
It's really cool. And it's like I think it's only there. It was there for a few months, and I think it ends in October.
Yeah.
But it's from what I've heard, it's really, really beautiful. Yeah.
Oh. Maybe we can go see that before we go to the Devil's Tramping Grounds.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, that's kind of in the opposite direction.
You're correct. Okay.
We have so many places we need to go.
We have so many things to see. And I'm already tired of traveling.
You know.
Because across the pond is fucking long. It's a long time.
Also, one thing that I used to do as a kid a lot, we used to get like BB guns, and we used to go out into the woods, and we used to shoot down mistletoe. Because all the leaves...
mistletoe?
Yeah, so mistletoe is actually a, almost like a fungus, like an orchid.
It's a parasite.
It's a parasite.
Yeah.
So it actually grows on other plants, like
and
trees.
then kills them, yes.
Yeah.
It chokes them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
So
that.
we would actually go out into the woods and shoot down some mistletoe and bring it into the house.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So we used to do that.
Do that.
Yep. Now I'm lazy, and there's usually a guy over in McAdenville.
Mm-hmm.
So McAdenville is one of those towns, they call it Christmas Town, USA, but there are many towns that do this, where the whole town, puts lights up and decorates
They all
for the
do.
holidays.
Literally,
Yeah.
you can just take your car and you can drive through.
And it's
they
all
have
free.
it's all free. You just literally just drive through this whole section.
Yep.
There's actually a place further north. It's called Tanglewood.
Tanglewood does it too.
Yeah, Tanglewood does it too. And it's just literally like driving your cars through.
Yep.
And it's just crazy decorated. My hometown does that. So you don't have to drive through a specific area. It's just like, there's literally, have you seen the places where people have music playing outside of their house?
Yes.
Okay, so that's like my whole hometown.
That's cool.
Can you imagine? No, it's not cool because everyone competes with each other for their music to be louder.
Oh my god.
They also recreate Bethlehem, and they also rent out actual giraffes. They're fucking insane.
Oh wow.
Oh, I'll tell you, yes.
A lot of people do like a live nativity.
Oh, it's a live nativity.
Yeah.
Like,
but a lot of times they don't go as far as to have like giraffes.
Everyone has, they don't just set up like just the house, right? They don't just set up the hotel and the stable. Hotel. Listen to me. The inn and the stable. They don't just set that part up. Essentially, when you go into my hometown, which this is actually a great, like, thing to leave and go into Candlemas, I guess, in bulk. Mm-hmm. But to, like, when you see everything, there's a woman dressed as the star.
Oh, wow.
Like, so you drive in, and she's dressed as the star, and she's proclaiming everything.
Oh,
like,
wow.
from the Bible. Oh, this is a big fucking production. I don't understand. But anyways, and this is, like, just one church that puts this on. Like, and they rent giraffes.
They are so extra.
It's giraffes and donkeys and something else that they rent, because they have to have one thing for each king, you know?
Oh,
and,
wow.
like, each of the three kings has a different animal that represents.
And,
yeah. I think it's llamas. I think it's llamas, donkeys, and giraffes that they rent.
Oh, wow.
It's absolutely insane. I didn't even know you could rent giraffes until I saw
didn't
this.
either.
So,
I just learned the other day that you could rent goats to eat, like...
Eat your grass.
Eat your grass and also eat the kudzu and stuff.
Yeah.
And my mom has a big problem with, like, kudzu creeping up onto into her backyard. Yeah, so I want to, like, go find somewhere where I can rent some goats and have them
do that.
go
Hell yeah.
get that kudzu.
So, essentially, it's like a star. You drive in,
Mm-hmm.
you see Herod, and I guess, is that how it goes? Oh, Lord. Anyways, Herod wants, like, all the children dead. So he wants all the children that were born in a certain time because it was prophesied that Jesus would fuck them. So essentially, Herod's like, I need you to go ahead and take a census because I need to know where all the young males are because I need to murder them. I need to murder them. So he goes and he's like telling everyone. So you see that section. And then you actually go into Bethlehem because everyone's forced to go back to their hometown and that's where Joseph and Mary are from or whatever. And so he goes back there and you walk, like you have to park your car and you walk through all of Bethlehem. And then you get back in your car and you continue it on. And then yeah, it's crazy. So it's like a very long thing. It's like a 2-hour long thing if you want to do it.
Wow.
And like every single person has a job. So for instance, there's an actual candle maker that actually makes candles that are used every single night in the whole thing. My grandmother was the rug seller. And then she was the candle maker. And then she was also one other thing. My grandfather was the town crier. And then he was the innkeeper. And he had to turn Jesus away. And everyone booed him. And I felt so bad for my grandfather. I felt so bad. I was like, I know you're a good guy. Okay? I know it's gonna be fine. You're gonna get through this. You didn't know it was Jesus, alright? But regardless, even if it were Jesus, it's not that big a deal. People are gonna get born either way. 9 months, or 9 women, cannot make a baby in 1 month. Okay, anyways, that's the story of Yule.
Yeah, so, I'll usually do that. I always put up a tree.
Yeah.
Not necessarily ornaments that are traditional. I tend to go for things that are...
I feel anyone can put anything on their tree.
Yeah. Last year I had a tree upstairs, I'll have to show you pictures, that was all silk flowers. Because we didn't have any ornaments.
Cool. This says you can use daffodils, rosemary, lavender, a Bridget cross, or a doll.
Well, that's for Imbolc.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Pine cones.
Yeah.
Mistletoe, holly, evergreen, thistle, white and silver candles. Interesting. Well, it says you could put the Death Tarot card out.
Yeah.
Why? Transformation? What?
Well, not only that, but it also, like, symbolizes so, when we get into this, we talk a lot about, the yearly struggle of the Holly King and the Oak King.
The Holly King and the Oak King.
Yes. So, one rules for one half of the year, and then the other one rules at the other half of the year.
Whoa, wait. Okay, so the Holly King's about to get fucked because the Oak King is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But then the Oak King gets fucked. Why can't the Holly King just be like, yo dog, here, it's yours now.
It's just a cycle. It's part of the traditional mythology. It's
interesting.
Yeah.
Kings, man.
Yep.
You need to calm down. You need to calm.
So it represents the death of one cycle and the birth of a new.
Right.
Which is very
transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very sort of similar to, the traditional sort of thing that we experience at Yule.
That's so crazy. God. That's insane. The Holly King and the Oak King. I'm going to have to look those up now.
Yep.
I'm going to have to learn
One
about
of
them.
my friends, Miles Batty, actually illustrated a children's book that tells the fable about it. It's really cool.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Well, he wrote it, and then he had someone else illustrate it.
Right, yeah. That
But
makes sense.
it was very cool. He also has a great book on an introduction to, like, witchcraft and paganism and Wicca.
Yeah.
So it's really, really good.
Huh, Miles Batty.
Miles Batty, yeah.
Huh.
He actually, they used to live like a block away from me.
Oh, wow.
Him and his partner Snooze. And Snooze and I used to go to the gym show all the time.
Yeah.
And she's really cool. She's an artist. She makes all kinds of things. But they actually just moved back across the pond because Miles was
UJ.
Yeah.
They don't have to move back.
I think they're in Scotland.
Scotland's dope.
Yeah.
I would never go anywhere but Scotland and Ireland. Okay, I was going to say something terrible. Wales is great. There you go. That's all I'm going to... England is fine.
It's rainy and nice.
It didn't rain a single time I was there.
You're kidding.
No.
That's all I've ever heard is how England is fucking rainy and grey all the time.
Movies are liars. Movies lie.
I've heard that from people who are actually from there. Is that all they do is complain about the weather?
They're liars.
Oh.
They're all liars.
All
they
right.
want you to just feel bad for them. Okay? I'm telling you right now. It didn't rain. If you look at my photographs, you won't even see clouds.
You know what? It's because the blossoming sun was there.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the sun. They were like, well, fuck it all. I guess we're not raining this time. That's actually happened to me twice on 2 different occasions.
Really?
I went to Seattle and all I heard about was this fucking rain. It didn't rain a single time. And I'm like, they lied. They're liars. They just wanted me to not enjoy my time.
It's you.
And then I went on the fucking Space Needle. It was great. I went on the London Eye. Fucking, I could see 7 miles away.
Oh, wow.
I was like, they lied. It's like this all the time. I'm here for 11 days.
I need you to go to the mountains with me more often because almost all the times that I plan to go up there, it's raining. So I know now that I need to take you.
You gotta take me. And then it won't ever
It won't rain.
You'll never experience rain.
You have to spend the whole day on my birthday.
I'll fucking go. It might rain on your birthday. I don't know if I can control that.
I don't know. I mean, if you can dispel the rain from London.
But those are vacations, though. That's what I meant by most powerful.
Okay. Fair enough.
When I'm working. Maybe I'll do like an anti-rain dance for your birthday.
Okay.
And I'll see if it works.
We'll see.
I don't know, though. April 15th is the perfect date, okay? So I don't know if I can fuck up April 14th.
That's April 25th.
No, it's April 15th.
It's the 25th, I promise you.
I believe you, but I'm gonna double check. What is it? I'm pretty sure it's April 15th. The perfect storm is what's first coming up right here for me. It's fine. Oh, I'm gonna look it up. Oh, it is April 25th. I wonder who said April. Oh, there's different ones. Oh shit, this is a meme. Oh god. Oh, okay. So anyways, the perfect date is on April 25th.
Yeah.
So, I was only 10 days off.
You were close.
Yeah, I was
11.
Close.
11 days off. I'm the 14th.
Well, I know, but that's what I was saying. I was saying that I can't make the 14th the perfect day. Because it's so close to the other perfect
25th.
day.
Okay. That's
what
fair.
if you have 2 perfect days in a row? Then,
I mean, that would not be good.
It's not going to be bad, but also it's going to throw off the balance of the universe. Yeah. And we don't want to do that. We have to have a terrible day and a great day.
Yeah.
So after Yule, we have Imbolc. Yes. Why is it called Candlemas? This seems weird.
Candlemas, I think...
First of all, is it about candles?
There are candles involved, but I mean, that's pretty much every pagan holiday.
But are candles extra special this time?
So...
Because Candlemas is almost like Christmas. And Christmas means Christ Mass. Mm-hmm. And Mass means a lot. And so if Candlemas means a lot of candles, I'm fucking down. I'm down to clown, you have no idea. It's just like, okay, so this says it's the first cross-quarter day of the year. That's a really fancy way to say equinox. But, you know...
no, because...
Oh, it's a cross-quarter, so it's between a solstice and an equinox.
Yes.
Oh, shit, that's very confusing. Okay. Imbolc marks the earth waking up after the slumber of winter. It celebrates the promise of new life and beginnings. Traditionally, Imbolc was a day to celebrate the Celtic goddess Brigid and ask for her protection for the homes, crops, and livestock. Imbolc is a time to start making our way up from the shadowy depths of our souls that we explored during Yule. Imbolc is the day when we are allowed to thaw our pains and with medicine from the sun! Hell yes! And grow what we want as we approach the spring equinox at the start of the new cycle.
Yeah. So it's a lot about, like, planting seeds for the...
It says talk to the sun.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Talk to the sun.
Come visit me at twitch.tv/blossoming sun. You can talk to me anytime.
So it's really about that, like, end of winter, beginning of spring, coming into...
I'm down with this. It says buy new plants.
I mean...
It says buy new plants. I didn't need anything else. It could have said buy 100 candles. I could have given less of a shit. Because it says buy new plants.
Oh my god.
It's February 1st. Okay. Siri.
I'm here.
Could you make a reminder for me to buy new plants on February 1st, 2019?
Okay, I'll remind you.
Thank you. Perfect.
Excellent. So... Go for a walk in the woods, hunting for crocuses or other signs of spring.
Crocuses?
Yes.
What are crocuses?
They're flowers.
That's a plant.
Flowers, crocuses
it's a white plant. White flower.
They're white or purple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only know that from Stardew Valley.
So we would see crocuses more often around here. They're bulbs, almost like daffodils. Also, daffodils would be ones that we would see.
You know what else is a bulb? Ranunculus.
Is it really?
My 5th favorite flower.
Really?
Yes.
Also
I have
tulips.
a lot of favorite flowers.
And calla
It has to be
lilies.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Poppies are my favorite.
Yeah?
It's poppies, then peonies, or peonies, as you like to say.
Yeah.
And then 3rd would definitely be camellias. Specifically a middle mist camellia. I'm fucking fancy like that. And then, I would definitely say, like, what did I just mention? Ranunculus and water lotus is probably the other one that rises.
Water lilies are
Right
gorgeous.
around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, camellias. Whew.
Oh my god, yeah.
Fucking
My
good.
dad had a Christmas camellia that
that's
right
so
next to his
nice.
house, and it would always bloom like in the middle of like December, in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
And it was really pretty. They were bright
They're
red.
so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Middle mist camellia is like a soft pink.
Oh,
It's like a soft pink. It's really, really nice.
That's awesome.
They're also very rare. Specifically just the middle mist one. I don't know why. I guess it's because it lives in a humid area.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've never like sat down to like rank flowers before. I only have to do that.
I only
It's
do that
hard.
because my chat, you get currency. And so I had to rank my flowers. So sunflowers are not up there. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh.
You can. I think I have one. I think I have one rank gets a sunflower, but the rest of them is like fuck it all, because first of all, poppies are the most beautiful and they have a lot of symbolism and they're beautiful, fantastic. Peonies are beautiful. I love them. They're just so, oh my god, I love them. I just love them. I don't have any other. And then ranunculus pretty much look just like camellias and peonies. So they just win. They just win. All of the ones
Lots
that
of very
look like,
complicated petals.
yeah. That's all I want. It's
Okay.
complicated. If I could set my life status as complicated, that's what it would be. It's complicated. So what? This is the Candlemas in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Is the specific one on February 1st. This is the one where it says a Bridget cross
Yes.
or doll. So what the fuck are those?
So a Bridges cross would be like this here. So that would be made out of like corn husk. Also, the doll would be made out of corn husk. So you would.
Oh my god! Is it like the Children of the Corn thing? Oh no! Don't say yes! Don't say yes! Don't say yes!
So it would be like a corn husk doll.
You just calling it a corn husk doll doesn't make it any better. It's fucking terrifying.
But
All
yeah,
right.
that would be a traditional craft that people would make during this time. Also, snowdrops, depending on where you live. Snowdrops.
Also another thing that you can gather in Stardew Valley.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So no,
it says
that's
ring any
Stardrop.
bells. It's telling you
That's Stardrop. Snowdrop is
snowdrops are in winter. You can get them in winter. I
no,
thought.
that's hyacinth and snow yams.
Oh my god, you're such a nerd.
I am. I am.
There's no snowdrops?
I don't think so.
I thought there was some snowdrop. Snowdrop. Oh my god. Oh, it's so hard for me to type. No, it's just the snow yams. Oh, crystal fruit.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. Yes, snowdrops are really pretty.
I bet they look like crystal fruit. Yes, I've painted those before.
Yeah, they're super pretty. So those are traditional to, like the UK.
Actually, I think I just painted some of these.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So we don't see those a lot around here.
Yeah,
we don't
there's
have
a famous floral Flemish, like still life floral painter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It starts with a B.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Berhorst.
Okay.
Something like that. I promise. I had painted snowdrops because he had also painted them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need to be famous as an artist.
Okay.
And this man painted snowdrops, and he's famous.
So you gotta...
So I have to do what he did. That only makes sense. So now, if I just paint every single painting that he's ever painted ever in his life, I will eventually become famous.
Oh,
doesn't matter if they look exactly the same. He's so cute.
She's so sweet. She's very sweet. She's very adorable.
Diana is like curled up perfectly, like a perfect little white cat. She's so adorable.
She's so cute with her little gray spot on her head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, okay, about Brigid Cross and all. Is that a goddess?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So, Brigid is the... Let me see. She's the patron goddess of fire, smithcraft, healing, midwifery, and poetry.
Sounds like an Aries. I'm just saying. Sounds like a fucking Aries. Just,
I think
fire!
Well, if her day is like February 1st or 2nd, I think that would make her a... Would that be Pisces?
She'd be Pisces.
Yeah.
But she ain't actually a Pisces. That's just her day she's celebrated. Yeah. She could be born in April. Or the end of March. Whatever. And then, okay, so for this one, it says, like I said, talk to the sun. It says journal. Write a list of goals and projects to nurture. I will say for Imbolc, that these are really, really nice ways to celebrate, but also... And buy new plants. Writing a list of goals and journaling are really good ways for self-care. Mm-hmm. And that's, like, really nice that these are included. So, I mean, I know a lot of witchcraft is very self-care involved, and it's very much, like, for your mental state and things like that. It's just... creating, like, a goal board or, like, a dream board is one of the best and first and easiest ways that you can kind of, like... start to take care of yourself if it's something that's really difficult for you to do.
Yeah.
So, I've been reading this, it's called The Little Book of Self-Care. And, like, it actually is really interesting because it's cut up into 4 sections. So there's 4 chapters necessarily, and I've just been reading one from each chapter, if that could make sense. So the first one is body.
Okay.
And then the second one is mind. Mm-hmm. And then the third is spirit.
Okay.
And then the fourth is surroundings. So if you think about it, the mind one is the one that I just read the other day. And that was the one where it was like, design a dream board or design a goal board. And it's just like, put that somewhere that you can see it every single day. Mm-hmm. And just like, keep in mind, what are your goals? What are your goals for the month? What are your goals for the week? So on and so forth. And it's just really cool. It's just
really good.
It's a great idea to remind yourself, like, oh, what am I working towards? Like, why am I working towards this? And so on and so forth. So
yeah,
it's
I really
cool.
like that.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
And I've done that for years. I actually have one up in my office near my workspace.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. So for me, having like a monthly thing doesn't really help me so much. Having a weekly one really helps.
Okay.
Because if I don't want to see like a monthly thing, mostly because it's so large. So I'd rather see something that's more of a small, easier to gain thing rather than something like overwhelming. Like I don't even know, like, make so much money within this amount of time so that I can pay for vacation or whatever. It's just like, I'd rather see, make this much a week.
Yeah.
And then just have
because
that.
it feels more attainable.
Yes, it definitely feels more attainable, and I also, it's just easier for me to put in my bullet journal.
Yeah.
So that's what I do instead of having like a goal board or something that I look at. I look at my bullet journal consistently each week. And then I can see it and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm doing. And I have tasks for each day, but I have like a main goal for each week. So
that's good.
I would suggest that if you don't feel like putting up a giant board or something in your house. So that's pretty neat.
Something else that's suggested here is wear a crown of lights or light candles throughout the house to welcome the coming warmth into the home.
That's cool.
Yeah. So again, we get that sort of like candle symbolism and stuff like that. That like,
it's beginning to wax instead of wane.
Oh yeah. So the light is returning.
Get it, wax candles. Oh god. So the next one after that is Ostara, which I guess what Cricket was saying earlier is it's a little what controversial? Is that really the word that you would use? Like some people don't like to call it Ostara, they call it something else.
Ostara is a little bit more accepted than Maven is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. So Ostara is a spring equinox. It's the return of spring. It's celebrated all over the world. So there's Jewish Passover, Iranian New Year, known as Nowruz, and then there's Christian Easter. For witches, the spring equinox is known as Ostara, named after the Germanic lunar goddess, an embodiment of the great goddess who gave birth to the sun god at the winter solstice. As an equinox, Ostara is a time of balance and equilibrium. The spring equinox is a reminder that it's time to celebrate and plant seeds both metaphorically and physically for what we want to bring to bloom in the upcoming season. It's also a time when we honor all the things we've achieved since the winter solstice. It's a time to bloom, breathe, create, reap the sweetness of what we've manifested as we're brought even closer to the light. That's pretty cool. It says plant flowers or garden, take a walk in the sun, talk to the trees, spring clean your home, donate old things to charity, swim, or lie outside naked with the sun kissing your skin. Show me that thing you pee with. Hell yeah.
Coloring eggs is another big one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That didn't say anything about coloring eggs.
Yep, so coloring eggs is a big one.
Interesting.
Also, going for a hike, spending a lot of time in nature, and really sort of like spending more of your time outdoors. I think is really the thing, because as the year sort of waxes and wanes and stuff like that, and the temperatures fluctuate, we tend to be outside more, in the warmer months.
Right.
And then, as it gets cold, we tend to go inside. And I think this is sort of like encouraging us to get out of the house, get rid of all of the filth and everything that's accumulated in your house. I think you talked about like the buildup of certain chemicals in your home.
Oh yeah. There's toxins that build up, especially during the winter months. If you don't have pets, like I have pets, so I consistently let them out. Whenever I'm downstairs, I just let them out. But if you don't have that sort of thing where you consistently open your doors or open your windows, you are going to have toxins that build up in your home.
Right.
And you can get rid of some of them by getting plants indoors, like house plants and things. But you can't get rid of all of them. So it's great to open your windows, do a little spring cleaning, just move things around. Yeah. It's nice.
Which is also one of the reasons that, I also employ, opening all the doors and windows and things like that when you do a smoke cleansing and stuff. Because it's a really great way to sort of just really sort of clean and, flush everything out. Yeah. So I always think of like the traditional like row houses in Charleston, where they're actually set up to, have a current that blows, through the front of the house all the way straight through the back of the house, so that you get a breeze so it stays cooler. Yeah. So it's definitely like that's sort of how I think about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because then it can just blow straight through.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then Beltane.
Yeah.
So this one also says it's April 30th to May 1st.
Yes.
May Day is
So-
technically what it's called. It's the second cross-quarter day of the year.
Yeah. So traditionally, you would start celebrating on the 30th. And it would be like a big bonfire and that sort of thing. And then in the morning, everyone sort of goes out and picks flowers and makes flower crowns and, you know, that sort of thing.
Flower crowns. I
Yeah.
love flower crowns.
Flower crowns are a big, big part of Beltane.
That's fucking cool.
Also, it's very much like the most sexual sort of holiday because it's very much about fertility.
Oh, yeah. It
Oh,
says May Day, which takes place on May Day Eve and May 1st, is the second cross-quarter day of the year, right? So it's May 1st. It's falling in between spring equinox and summer solstice. The maypole is probably the most famous image of this holiday of fire and fertility,
Yes.
which marks the approach of summer and all of the sensuality that the returning sun brings with it.
Yes.
Beltane represents sacred sexuality and the eternal cycle of sacrifice and rebirth needed for the continuation of life. At Beltane, the ancient Celts honored Bel, the god of light and fire, who represents the deity that impregnates the Great Mother. The Celts would celebrate by lighting belfires, or bonfires, to mark the return of light to the world, a practice that is continued today. So May Day is a day to assess how and why we light our flame. What turns your heart on? How about your body and soul? What is that you'd like to continue manifesting this season? This is a day for passion, growth, and love of any and all kind.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
And then it just suggests, like, a self-love ritual.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And it says, specifically, non-ritual ways: spend time outside, have a bonfire, wear a flower crown and make and wear a flower crown. It says leave offerings for the fairies, make love,
Yep.
divinate, and then it says picking flowers or fruit.
Yep.
So that's all very sexy things. That's real nice. That's real nice.
Also, a lot of pagans will choose this time of the year at Beltane to get married as well.
Aww.
Yeah.
I got married on May 31st.
Aww.
That's the end of the month, but you know.
You were close.
I would have gotten married sooner if I could have. But my pastor was like, we have to do, I don't remember what he said. But anyways, he was like, we're going to have to wait until May 31st.
Oh.
It's fine. It's cool. That's kind of weird, I guess, to like, let your pastor decide when you're going to get married. I didn't think about that until just now. Because I was like, when can I marry this man? And I like gestured to him. I was like, I'd like to marry this man as quickly as possible. Nothing shady going on, which nothing shady was going on. But still, definitely, well, okay, to be fair, definitely marrying for college. But, well, regardless, I do love him, so I've been married to him for 10 years. I guess that is something. Like, I actually care about him.
Yeah.
He's fucking dope. But regardless, I
He's
wanted
pretty
to marry him sooner. But I think the dates just didn't work out until that particular day.
Well, it came together, and that's the point.
It did. It came together. That's what she said.
Yeah.
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 So, it's real sexy.
It is real sexy.
Not Letha. Beltane is real sexy.
Yeah.
Now that I know, I do like May. May's a good sexy time.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree. Oh my god, it says, give yourself compliments. Say what you like about each part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
I love how my legs carry me through my day. Oh, I'm so thankful for my heart that stays open.
Yep.
Oh,
Isn't that adorable?
it's so sweet. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's really nice. That's a really good thing. You should just do that. You don't have to be doing it in May. That should just be a thing that you do.
Hell yeah.
So then you keep saying Litha?
Mm-hmm.
Litha?
I've also heard it pronounced Litha.
Litha. Interesting.
It's okay. These are ancient words in languages that truthfully aren't really spoken anymore. We can debate all day long how to pronounce them, and honestly, I don't really think it matters all that much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, this is also several days. This isn't just one day. Mm-hmm. It's midsummer.
Yeah.
It's June 20th to the 23rd.
Oh.
It said it's summer, time to let go of the winter blues and step into your most beautiful, expansive self. Midsummer is the longest day of the year and the shortest night.
Yeah.
It's also the beginning of the waning season. Today is the energetic climax of the year when the sun is at his peak. It's time to celebrate all the love we've given, all the ass we've kicked, all the work we've put in, and all we've accomplished in the past 6 months. Midsummer is when the cosmos is holding and supporting us, when we're allowed to release anything we've been keeping in. What creative venture is waiting to burst forth? What can you continue to nurture into the next season? It says, make a bonfire, swim in the ocean, drink wine in a field with friends and lovers.
Fuck yeah.
Make love, enjoy the energetic peak of the season. Oh man. Buy yourself some flowers. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, this is another one where flower crowns are a big deal.
Yeah.
Flower crowns are a big deal. Bonfires are a big deal. This is very similar to Beltane, but it has a more somber tone. And it's less about sexuality.
So it's more
and
like...
fertility.
Yeah. It's just like, what can you continue to do better as the year moves on?
Yeah. And the big thing is about like holding like an overnight vigil. Mm-hmm. The vigil, because it's the shortest night of the year. Mm-hmm. So you stay up all night long and wait until dawn and watch the sunrise. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't know that I do that because I'm not staying up at night. So I'm going to let you pronounce the next one.
So I've always called it Lammas. Also Lammas. It's another I've always called it Lug's Day because it celebrates the god Lug. There's a big long name, Lugsnad.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you some secrets now.
Okay.
So like I said earlier, I went to Scotland.
Yeah.
DH is silent.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you see... You pronounced it correctly because it's Lug, so the H is kind of a stop. Mm-hmm. So H's are always silent in Gaelic, which is really confusing. But that's what the truth is. So Lug is correct. And then the DH, the reason why that's silent is because it's actually changing the sound of the A to a soft A. So it's never going to be Nasa, it'll be Nase. So it'll be Lugnase.
Lugnase. Okay, cool.
And that's it. That's literally, like, you would think you pronounce more, but you fucking don't, because Gaelic
and it sounds more like Lug's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lugnase. So, it always turns the A to a soft, like, whatever's in front of the DH turns it to a soft vowel. And then just fucking... Okay. That's what an Irish woman told me. Granted, Irish Gaelic is different from Scottish Gaelic, so I don't fucking know. But I think DH is always silent. I think the DH is always silent, and it always changes the vowel in front of it. So she was like, there's a reason why everything is in there. And I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, so the DH is, any H that you see is silent, and DH just changes the vowel in front of it.
Okay.
Which is pretty interesting. But it's Lugnase. Or Lammas. So that's interesting.
Lammas.
Lammas, yeah. Lammas or Lammas, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any. But yeah, it's definitely the god Lug.
Yep.
That's cool. It says it's a cross-quarter day, right? So it's August 1st.
Yeah.
And it's the first of the 3 harvest holidays, like you were saying. So this day is celebrated with feasting, games, and song. It's when we welcome in the impending darkness.
Yeah.
Our spirits begin to shift and prepare for autumn. Something wicked this way comes. It says, what needs more nourishment? How about less? Lammas allows us to see how our goals from midsummer are holding up, and it offers us the opportunity to prepare ourselves for the coming season. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It says, bake fresh bread. Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is this why there's fucking llama spread in Lord of the Rings? Oh my fucking god. I just learned something today. The more you know.
So, llamas actually translates to loaf mass.
Well,
so there you go.
Look at me. Look at me learning things. I was like, oh, I wonder why it's spring. It says pick things that you intend to harvest spiritually, mentally. Keep vessels where you can see it. Spend time nurturing yourself or loved ones. Write in your journal. Read tarot. Take time to give thanks for the bounty ahead. So that's pretty cool. Oh, my husband's calling me. Oh no, it's pretty late. All right, you know what? Maybe we should end this, and then we'll pick up next time. Because we have a few other things that we have to... Wait, how many more do we have left?
We have Mabon.
Oh, we just have Mabon. Let's just fucking finish Mabon.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So, traditionally, funeral games were actually held to honor Lug.
Really?
Yeah. So,
wait. Did you just say funeral games?
Funeral games. So, traditionally, when someone important died in the Celtic culture, they would actually celebrate by holding like the Scottish games and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they would actually compete and things. So that would be done around this time of year, and then also trial marriages.
Trial marriages, like you try out a marriage?
Mm-hmm.
What
Marriages
do you mean
that were
try out a
given
marriage?
a provisional period of a year and a day. If the marriage was successful after that, great. If not, it was dissolved on the hills of separation, actual hills that stand near where the games were traditionally held, as if it had never been. So, you're with someone for a year and a day. If things are all still gravy,
Wow.
yeah. If
That's
it's not,
fucking
then
cool.
it's, yeah. Isn't that awesome?
That's very feminist.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Wow. Wow. Why is that not a thing still? Why is that not still a thing? Granted, if you know that you want to marry each other, you wouldn't have to, definitely meet. You could just be the whole thing is,
traditional, dating and things like that.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But it's even
takes
an
that into
anniversary. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's oh, that's so crazy. That's pretty cool, but
Yeah.
just, really interesting that happened so long ago.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, it's really cool. It's real neat.
Things weren't always the way they are now, or even 50 years ago where, women didn't have power. Traditionally women could own land. Women could divorce their husbands. It was really... We were it depends on where you look. Because in some ways, in some cultures, women were really revered and given a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
And then in some places, they weren't.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because some of those traditions stayed and some of them didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And you really go through a fluctuation, especially depending on the area that you're looking at certain freedoms and things like that, and what women were and weren't allowed to do.
Gotcha.
So
that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so then the last one, Mabon. We've come full circle. Everyone knows what it feels like when autumn arrives. So this one also says September 20th to the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
The air hangs heavier.
So with those, that really accounts for fluctuation. Because the equinoxes...
I see. So it's not always... Okay, I got
So
you.
it's not always on the same day because we're actually measuring where the sun is in the sky.
Yeah. That's really interesting. So it says, the air hangs heavier, the veil feels murkier, and there's something that shifts. This officially begins on Mabon, the first day of autumn, when night and day are of equal length.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Autumn is a time of balance, a theme played out by the sun, which enters the sign of Libra, which is the best sign of them all. I just want you to know they're the scales, the balance. Nothing is better. Nothing is better.
Except Aries, which is literally number one.
No. Mabon is when the harvest is completed and we look forward at the impending winter as a time of death. rebirth and transformation. It's a day of being grateful and giving thanks. The autumn equinox is a time to see the abundance set before us so we can enter the darkness and await the transformation that's promised there. Mm-hmm. The autumn equinox is when we allow ourselves to begin to transform into our fullest selves. This is like the witch's Thanksgiving Day, which is what you said before. Yeah. When we say thank you to the universe for all of her abundance. Yeah. Make apple cider. Spend a bit of time in a graveyard. Mm. Watch a scary movie. Watch a scary movie!
Hell yeah!
Oh, bitch! What? Eat your favorite comfort food. Oh my god, I wanted to do that! Oh, I wanted to do that. That's what I wanted today. It's fine. It's my birthday. Spend time collecting beautiful leaves and arrange them in a vintage frame. Take a walk in the park.
Which we can't really do here. It's too hot.
It's fine. Thank the trees and flowers for their gifts. Make a list of everything you're grateful for. Mm-hmm. That's pretty fucking cool.
Also, apple picking is a big thing.
Yeah, this actually, the ritual is an apple and element ritual.
Oh, very cool.
So it says you'll need a knife, an apple, and a white tea light candle. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yep.
So you like take one bite of the apple and you thank each thing for giving you life. So like you thank the earth for giving you protection. You thank the air for guidance. You thank the fire for passion, and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. That's fucking cool. That's neat.
Something that this suggests: spend your morning in quiet reflection. Acknowledge the darkness within yourself, honoring it and allowing it a seat at your inner table. Write a gratitude list. Tell stories of death and rebirth, like tales of Odin, Persephone, Mabon, Osiris, Mithras, Dionysus, and of course Jesus Christ. Throw a party. Mabon was traditionally a grand feast day with lots of wine, mead, and beer. Let the darkness have its due, but remember to celebrate the light as well.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah. So Mabon's always been like a big deal for me because number one, I've always loved fall. Mm-hmm. It's just a time of year when I feel the most comfortable. I just feel like there's a sort of like sweet sadness to fall that I feel is almost very romantic and sort of almost gothic because it's just
everything's dying.
Yeah, everything's dying, but it's very beautiful, and it's something that
you know what I always think.
It's the most. For me, it's the most beautiful time because there's just this splendid color, especially if you go somewhere like up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And it's just you want to preserve it and you want to make it last all the time, and you know it can't.
Yeah.
You know. So it's sort of bittersweet, and I've always really liked that.
I've always thought of fall as like the leaves falling, like before they die, before they turn brown and they die and whatever. You know, everything is the same. You like all the leaves fit into one category. They're all green. They all do their job. But then fall comes. And then they get to be their real true color. And like, they get to be their color. They're either red or yellow or whatever they want to be. And they get to be their color and then they die. And so like, it's really like the reveal of the truth or something like that. It's like a transformation of the leaf itself. And really gets to show its true color. It's just fucking cool.
Yeah,
I just think of it as a very
sort of like, you know, when you go to work all the time and you do your job and all that sort of stuff, and you have to put on sort of a professional demeanor.
Yeah.
Versus who you are, you know, in your off time. You know what you do with your time. Whether you know, are like me and you sit in sweatpants and and drink wine and record podcasts with your bestie. Yes. Or if you go like hiking or you volunteer, you know, all of those are different shades and facets of your personality.
Yeah, exactly.
And it, you know, it all comes together and forms this gorgeous like stained glass canopy above you, and it's just, it's beautiful.
Oh my god, Grandfather Mountain is like the best place to go. It is so gorgeous. Oh my god.
Around, you know, near us in the Appalachian Mountains, the fall leaves are always just spectacular.
Not only are they spectacular, but they have been rated as the most beautiful place in the world to see autumn. Just so you know. So we get to experience it and you don't, bitch. I'm just saying. If you are a basic bitch like us, you would greatly appreciate it.
It's pretty cool.
You should just come and see what it's like. I mean, that's all you gotta do. You just gotta come to North Carolina, go through the Appalachian Mountains. I mean, there's a Blue Ridge Parkway. You just gotta drive it.
Yeah.
That's all. You don't even have to walk. We don't even make you walk for it.
And I mean, there's an apple orchard that's literally right on the parkway.
Oh my god, it's pretty dope. They have hay rides, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They have hay rides. There's apple picking. It's very southern. If you're not into that thing, or if you've never seen that thing, you should probably watch it.
Well, it's so fun because it's like you can. That's one of my things, and it usually happens around Halloween because that's usually when peak color is like right on or near Halloween. That's something that I traditionally
it's the last 2 weeks of October is typically when the
peak
colors are.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that I traditionally do as sort of my Samhain celebration is I'll go up and I'll drive all the way from Boone all the way down to Asheville and even farther.
Honestly,
if I can.
Boone, Blowing Rock, best place to go to, and then going to Asheville. Yeah. It's pretty great.
It's beautiful. And I'll just drive the whole length of the parkway. I'll stop in Spruce Pine, there's an orchard. The orchard at Alta Pass, it's literally right there off the parkway.
Yep, I've been there.
Yeah and it's really cool. And you can just go down there and find all different kinds of apples and stuff and eat as much as you want. Yeah. And it's just one of those things that I just really, really enjoy. Yeah. So that's been a tradition for me for the past several years. Is going and doing that. And then, for the past couple of years, usually somebody will have a bonfire or something like that, and we'll all just, like, go and stand around the bonfire and, drink and, talk and things like that. So that's usually a big part of it.
Yeah.
The first time I ever astral projected was on Samhain. That was not a good idea. But yeah, I've done all kinds of things really. The friend that really got me into paganism and stuff, she had a big basement at her house, and I used to always go over there for all the Sabbats and things, and we would do like a great big like elaborate ritual and stuff like that. It was really cool to be able to do that with her and celebrate. That's really cool. Yeah. Now I'm much more, especially for the past few years before, we started, talking about a lot of this stuff and doing the podcast and stuff together. I was very solitary. Oh. So, yeah. And I had lots of friends who were pagan. It's just one of those things where it's like...
Some people maybe already have their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how it is with, like, normal mainstream stuff, like mainstream holidays. People kind of already have their own thing going on. Yeah. And you're not like, come to my thing. Yeah. Because you don't want to, like, impede on someone else's thing. Yeah, they already have something going on or whatever. But yeah. But yes, it's nice. I like learning about this stuff. Yeah. And, like, I fucking love holidays. I will literally take any chance to fucking celebrate something. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Yes, that's all I care about.
Drink and eat.
Yeah. Drink and eat and celebrate.
I'm all about that too. I mean, I've got a great big old thing of candy corn that I've been eyeing for the past 10 minutes at least.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening. We apologize for being so off topic at the first but it's fine.
I mean, it's kind of like celebrating though, because we talked about, drink and food and stuff. So
and we drank.
And we did.
We didn't have food. I had one cracker. Just one.
Just one.
But now that I know that Maven's about eating comfort food, I'm fucking go getting
I have some chili that I made that's in the fridge over there. I had just had like some leftover chicken, and I just cut up a whole bunch of bell peppers and threw some beans in there and some tomatoes, and oh my god, it turned out real good. Real good.
Yeah. Wonderful. Fantastic. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back. I don't know what we're going to do next week. We're going to do something, but we'll figure it out. Well, actually, I do have some idea, but I don't want
to... Okay.
It's my birthday, okay?
I mean, that's true.
So I gotta shut it down.
Maybe
I gotta have no emotion.
Maybe we'll go in depth and look at your chart.
You know what we should do? We should do star charts. But we should do them when we're not drunk.
Yes.
So that we can remember them.
Yes.
Well, I remember mine, but that's because I've done my own as well. But we should do Wendy's for her so that she can remember, because she doesn't remember a goddamn thing.
No, she doesn't.
We don't. I don't remember a
She
goddamn
called
thing.
Max so many times. And you called Joe at least 3 times.
No.
Yeah.
Did I really?
Yeah. And
I'm gonna have to ask
Wendy
him
called
about that.
Max like at least 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah, and he
That's
told her
amazing.
like the same things over and over again.
Oh my God.
Bless him. It was just like, oh, they're keepers.
don't-
And I'm just sitting there like, I don't have anybody to call.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't know that I called Joe so many times. That's hilarious.
You called him at least...
At least 3 times?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not surprised. To be
It was
fair.
multiple times.
I was probably like, Joe, I'm so fucked up right now. That's probably what it was like.
It was,
I'm
from what I remember, it was like
right
that.
now.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much how it was like.
That sounds what it's like. But okay, we
5
will...
bottles of wine. Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
Fucking again. I'm
Never
done.
again.
I'm never getting drunk ever again. Not drinking. I'll be buzzed. Buzzed is fine. For my birthday, I am making Scottish toddies. I've
Ooh.
invented this drink,
Okay.
but I'm not drinking them all. You're drinking them all. Everyone else is drinking them all. I'm not drinking them all. But they're going to be good. You'll
Just
enjoy
buy
it.
me some Pedialyte.
It'll be, yeah, that's what we need. We just need to make a Pedialyte alcoholic drink.
There we go.
That's a great idea.
Just get a little bit of vodka and some Pedialyte. A little
That
bit
doesn't
of
sound right. That doesn't sound right.
I mean,
No.
you get the hydration and the nutrients from the Pedialyte, and then you also get a little bit of the hair of the dog. I mean, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I disagree. Anyways, we're gonna go now.
We love you.
We hope you enjoyed this. We apologize for going off the rails. It's fine. We're not that sorry.
We're not
We
really.
enjoyed it. We
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening to us.
Thank you guys.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye!